So our second chapter is economic systems or market structures, call it whatever you wish. Uh, and I'll just should quickly uh, run through the way we're going to go about in this chapter. So we just pretty much pick up each economic system we have and discuss its characteristics, its pros and cons, and that would basically be it for this chapter. There will also be a few supplementary topics, like not supplementary topics, but they're like the small concepts, like the difference between private versus public goods, merit, demerit goods, all of that type of stuff. So I'm just make small videos for them as well towards the end of this chapter. So the way we're going to um, differentiate between economic systems is through the three major questions, which kind of link to the basic economic problem. So if you look at it, the first is what to produce, which basically refers to kind of links to the idea of scarcity, how there might be unlimited wants. However, you cannot satisfy all those wants. You cannot produce for all those wants because there are limited resources. So you have to make a choice, a decision as to which wants to fulfill and hence which goods and services to produce by allocating the limited resources, towards those goods and services. So this is kind of like linking with, um, the position on the PPC. It can also link to that, like so stuff like, should you have more consumer goods or less capital goods or the other way around? That particular question, that would be what to produce. When we talk about how to produce, this is a very easy question. The idea is which particular production method or process should be employed. The two major ones that we will be discussing and comparing when we get to the economic systems are labor intensive and capital intensive. So basically, the way you combine the factor of production, those two something we've covered before, right? And the third one is for whom to produce the output that you are producing. How do you divide that amongst the populace? Should it be where people who can pay just go for it, or should it be a more uh, equitable, more of an equitable distribution, stuff like that? So those would be the three questions which would help us distinguish between the various economic systems. And if you just quickly glance at what economic systems we would be looking at, so you have your two major theoretical systems. So you have your free market economy and your planned economy. And if you have a system where you kind of have features of both, you would have your mixed economy. And we'll look at all three of these in great depth. So over here, so the region here, so under from between a perfect mixed economy and a planned economy, if we recognize how economic systems, at least in the real world, exist on a spectrum, it makes sense to call this, a planned mix, because it is a mixed economy, but it has more planned features other than market features. And here you'd have market mix. Idea again here is that it is a mixed economy. That means it has uh, some amount of the feature characteristics of a planned economy. That is the definition of a mixed economy. However, it is more towards a free market economy. So hence we'd call it a market mix. And we'll be looking at these economic systems. The way to remember planned mixed and market mixed, I mean, like, cricket mein hota hai, you have your bowlers and your batsmen, and then you have your all-rounders, and those that are, all-rounders but better at bowling, so you call them bowling all-rounders, and they're batting all-rounder aata hai, stuff like that. So that's it, and we'll just pick up one particular economic system and go with it in the next video.